Okay, so for example 1, we will investigate the local stability of a column using this W14 by 74. The dimensions of the section are given by this on the left side. Okay, so we have W14 by 74. Again, this 14 is 14 inches approximately, and this 74 is 74 pounds per foot. Yan yung weight ng ating section. Okay, so given yung ating dimension of our column, we have our column. So we have a base, the width of the flange to be 10.1, and the total depth of 14.2, thickness of the flange 0.785 inches, and the thickness of the web to be 0.45 inches. And given yung fillet K, yung fillet distance by the manufacturer, okay, this one, it has 1.38 inches fillet. Okay, fillet is this one, yung pagkaka-curve. Okay, so for this type of problem, and you will investigate if you have a local stability of a column, you just need to solve the lambda or the width to thickness ratio for the unsteepened and stiffened elements, and the lambda sub r for the stiffened and stiffened elements. And you will compare that lambda and lambda sub r to come up to your conclusion if you have a slender or non-slender section. Okay, so given we have a W section or IB. So for W section, we have a summary of a limiting ratio. Okay, so this one, we have a summary. So we are comparing B over T, this one, to 0.56 square root of E over Fy. This is for the unstiffened elements, and this one is for the stiffened elements. Okay, H over TW, okay, less than or equal to 1.49 square root of E over Fy. Okay, so let's plug in all the values. So for the W14 by 74 with BF equals to 10.1 inches and the flange thickness to be 0.785, according to the formula, that is BF over 2. Okay, so BF over 2 kasi yun, class, dahil this is total BF and your B is approximately 1/2 of that B. This is BF. Okay, so therefore BF is equals to BF over 2 is equals to your B. Therefore, your B over T is equals to BF over 2PF. Okay, so therefore we are comparing this our width to thickness ratio of BF over 2PF. So just plug in all the values. We have 10.1, 2 times the flange thickness, we get 6.43. Now compare it to the limiting slenderness ratio. Limiting width to thickness ratio, okay, which is 0.56 square root of E over Fy. So solving for 0.56 square root of E over Fy, okay, again, please memorize the modulus of elasticity of a steel in KSI, that is 29,000 KSI. Okay, so hindi nasabi dito if what. Okay, so the problem is not given the Fy of the column to be used or the material properties. So let's assume we have the properties, let's say 50 KSI. Okay, this is only for this problem, so hindi siya given. Okay, so anyway, solving for this limiting width to thickness ratio, we got 13.5. That is square root of 29,000 over 50. That is 13.5. So comparing our limiting width to thickness ratio to the actual width to thickness ratio, that is greater than, okay, meaning that is okay. So therefore, we have, based on the conclusion, we have non-slender section on the unstiffened element or on the web. Okay, and for the case of stiffened element or the for the stiffened element for the web. Okay, this time is for the flanges pala. Okay, sorry. So this time is for the web or the stiffened element. Okay. So again, check natin yung summary. According to the summary, your H should be at the end of the fillet. This one at the end of the fillet. So meaning your total depth. So to solve for that H, okay, to solve for that H, so you just need to subtract the twice your K designing or your K the fillet distance. Okay, this one, the fillet distance. Ito yung K eh. This is K. Okay. You have K here and K din dito. Okay. Therefore, this is D. Okay. Therefore, your H is D minus 2 times K is the des or the fillet distance. Okay. Solving for that, we have 25.4. Okay, if the problem is not given the K designing value, okay, again, different manufacturers will produce this shape with different values of K. Okay, so if not given yung K, the designer may use T sub F. Okay, ibig sabihin, you can use H is equals to D minus 2 times thickness of the flange over TW over TW. Okay, so if the again, if the problem has not given yung K, okay, use this equation. Okay. Then comparing our width to thickness ratio for the web or for the stiffened elements, solving for the 1.49 square root of E over Fy, we got 35.9. And comparing it to the actual width to thickness ratio, that is greater than, therefore that is okay. So meaning if your flange or unstiffened element is okay, and for the web you have that is okay, therefore you have no local instability problem, or therefore there is no local backlink will occur in your column. Okay, so that is how you investigate the local stability of a given column. So for the AISC requirements, if you check the AISC manual, so we have the basic requirements for the compression members are covered in this chapter E. So chapter E, design of members for compression. If you check chapter E1 to chapter E7, we have general provisions, effective length, flexural buckling without slender elements, E4, E5, E6, and E7. Okay, so for the case of our topic ngayon, we always consider our section to be to have not slender or without slender elements, meaning we will always design our column with no local backlink. Okay? So ito yung ating basic assumption for this subject. Okay, so therefore we just determine this chapter E3, flexural buckling of members without slender elements. Okay? So again, kasi kapag if our section, if yung nagpili kayo ng section, let's say pumili kayo ng section ng column, and ang pinili nyong section has slender elements. Okay? Your section capacity on flexural buckling will decrease. Okay? Bababa yung kanyang capacity. So, bakit pa kayo pipili nung may slender elements if you can choose a section that has no slender elements? Okay? Or there is no local stability problem. Okay? So, this is the provisions for the section without slender elements. Okay, again, we are all considering only a flexural buckling. This is a classification of buckling, the first classification of buckling or the general buckling. Okay, so for the AISC requirements, chapter E3, flexural buckling buckling of members without slender elements. It should be buckling of members without slender elements. Okay, so the nominal compressive strength is given by P sub n shall be determined based on the limit of flexural buckling, and this equation Pn is equals to FCR AG, where your FCR is determined as follows. Number one, this LC or the governing slenderness ratio, LC over R, ibang notation lang to. Okay, this is LC sub R. LC over R is the governing slenderness ratio or the maximum KL over Rx or KL over Ry. Is less than 4.7 to 1 square root of E over Fy. Your FCR is this one. Ito yung FCR. Then, if your LC over R or the governing slenderness ratio is greater than 4.7 to 1 square root of E over Fy, you have this value of FCR. Okay? Katulad ng sinabi ko last meeting, the AISC provisions are based on designing compression members are based on the assumption of Euler's column. That is why you have this value F sub E. So what is that F sub E? That F sub B is the Euler's buckling stress. Okay, if you recall the Euler's buckling stress, that is pi squared E over KL over R squared. Meaning, the AISC requirements consider now the residual stresses. Okay, yung kakayahan, residual stresses is yung kakayahan nung steel na magbuhat pa under more than the Fy or more than the yield limit. Okay, so meaning nagde-design tayo ng compression members pass to the yielding limit state. Okay, papunta na siya sa plastic. Okay, so this time your Euler's buckling stress is now included to the formula for the FCR. Okay, again, this FCR is 0.658 Fy over Fe multiplied by Fy. This is Fy over Fe. Okay, this is Fy over Fe. Okay, so if that is less than 4.71 square root of E over Fy, kapag greater than, you have this 0.77 Fe. Then multiply that FCR to your gross area, AG. Then you will get the nominal compressive strength. Okay? So for the design philosophy based on LRFD or AST, so you just simply multiply, if LRFD, you will simply multiply the nominal capacity to a factor P. And for ASD, you will simply multiply that nominal compressive strength to factor of safety omega. So for LRFD, the ultimate design compressive strength is phi sub C, phi n, where your phi sub C is the resistance factor for compression to be 0.9. Okay. Then for ASD, your safety factor for compression is 1.67. So you will divide that nominal compressive strength to 1.67. You will get the allowable compressive strength. And that is your capacity. So this is your capacity. And this is your capacity based on compression. Okay, then this one is the demand load, sum of the factored loads. Okay, demand load mo. So ano yung mag-govern mo na load combination. And this one is yung demand load. Okay, demand load based on the ASD load combination. Okay, so very straightforward lang yung assumption for the AISC requirements for the design of flexural buckling of compression members. Okay, so let's try to solve example problem. So a W14 by 74 of A992 steel has a length of 20 feet. Your column is pinned at both ends. Compute the design compressive strength for LRFD and the allowable compressive strength for ASD. So in other words, we are solving for the capacity of our compression member based on LRFD and based on ASD. Please take note that the A992 steel has an Fy of 50 KSI and the modulus of elasticity of steel is 29,000 KSI. And given the properties of W14 by 74 to have a cross-sectional area of 21.8 square inches and radius of variation on y-axis to be 2.48 inches. So since your K, okay, so di ba the governing slenderness ratio KL over R will compare to the comes from the maximum of KL over Rx and the KL over R the KL over R on the y-axis. This one, KL over R y on the y-axis. Okay, so if you have the same value of K for both same value of K, both 1.0. Okay, same value of L, no wala ka namang lateral bracing, you have no lateral bracing, therefore that is the same. For X and Y axis, that is 20 feet. Okay, therefore ang tanging magbibigay lang sa atin ng straightforward answer for maximum slenderness ratio is by using the minimum radius of variation. So since mas mababa yung Ry, so the governing slenderness ratio is KL over Ry. Okay, so you have this 1.0 for K for both ends are pinned. Okay, and you have your L. Your L is 20 feet, okay, in feet, and your Ry is in inches. Okay, therefore you need to convert this feet to inches, so you will multiply it by 12. That is the conversion of feet to inches. So that is why you have 20 times 12. So 1.0 times 20 times 12 over 2.48, you have 96.77. Okay, there is a provision. Okay, there is a provision by the AISC. Okay, the provision of the AISC for the slenderness ratio. Your slenderness ratio to have a better serviceability is should be less than or equal to the 200. Okay, so this is only a recommendation but not uh, uh, hindi siya required but not required. Okay. So the recommendation of the AISC is to have your slenderness ratio or the maximum slenderness ratio to be less than 200. Okay, kasi ang tingin ng AISC kapag masyado kang mas slender, ibig sabihin mas parang siyang mahaba na payat, okay, mas mahabang payat, mas susceptible sa error in construction. That is why they are recommending to limit your slenderness ratio to 200. Okay, this is only a recommendation but not required. Okay, so let's use this recommendation, so that is okay. Then based on the AISC requirements to solve for the governing flexural buckling strength, okay, you will compare your maximum slenderness ratio to 4.71 square root of E over Fy. Okay, so solving for 4.71 square root of E over Fy, that is 4.71 square root of 29,000 over 50. Okay, that is 113. Okay, now compare 96.77 to 113. Therefore, you will use equation E3-2. This is equation E3-2. We will use this one to solve for FCR. So your FCR is equals to 0.658 Fy over Fe raised to Fy over Fe multiplied by Fy. So to solve for Fe, that is the Euler's buckling stress, is pi squared E over KL over R squared. So that is pi squared 29,000 over 96.77 squared. You have this Euler's buckling stress to be 30.56 KSI. Now solving for the FCR, okay, that is 0.658 Fy over Fe multiplied by Fy. You have this 25.21 KSI. Okay, so this time, this is your FCR. You will multiply it to your AG to get the nominal compressive strength. So the nominal compressive strength is Pn is equals to FCR-AG. You have your FCR to be 25.21 and the cross-sectional area of their column is 21.8. Therefore, your nominal compressive strength is 549.6 kips. Okay, so the problem is asking the design strength in LRFD and the design strength in ASD. So you will multiply this nominal strength in LRFD by 0.9, okay, to get your design strength in LRFD to have 495 kips. Okay, and solving for the ASD solution, okay, you will divide, okay, according to the problem, according to the provisions, you will divide your nominal compressive strength to the factor of safety for compression to 1.67. So if you multiply, if you divide P sub A is equals to P sub N over omega, whereas your omega is P sub N over 1.67, your P sub A, so solve nyo yung 1 over 1.67. Okay? So this time, ito, solve nyo to. Okay? So that is equals to 1 over 1.67 times P sub N. Okay, then solving for 1 over 1.67, you have 0.598 599 to be exact, multiplied by V sub n. So that is approximately 0.6 P sub n. So that is why some books, okay, some books uses this 0.6, okay, this 0.6 factor or for factor, hindi na sila nagde-divide ng 1.67. Okay, so to solve for the allowable stress or the allowable strength, so you can use this, you can multiply your F sub A to be 0.6 FCR. You have this 15.13 KSI. and the allowable strength is 330 kips. Okay, or use this equation. Okay, so if you use this, that is P sub A is equals to your P sub N, which is FCRAG divided by 1.67, you will also come up to 0.6 FCRAG. Okay, you will also come up to 0.6 FCRAG. So you can use this one. Okay, pwede nyo gamitin ito. Okay, you can use this one, or you can use this one. Okay, they're still the same. Okay. So for the answer is the design compressive strength in LRFD is 495 kips, and the allowable compressive strength is 330 kips. Okay, so that is the flow of solving the capacity of our column based on ASD and LRFD. So another problem, using AIS equation E3-2 or E3-3. Okay, E3-2 or E3-3, we will first determine if ano yung mag-govern na equation. If is it E3-2 or E3-3. Okay, and determine the nominal axial compressive strength for the following cases. Number 1, where your L is equals to 15 feet, and number 2, if your L is 20 feet. So note that we are also using A992 steel with Fy equals to 50 KSI. Okay, your modulus of elasticity of steel to be 29,000 KSI. The properties of W10 by 33, you have your Ag to be 9.71. Okay, your R sub Y, or the radius of variation in Y, is 1.94 inches. Okay, sige, try natin. So for KL over R, the governing slenderness ratio, since you have no lateral stability, okay, if you have no lateral stability, okay, or in x-axis, your K and L is this your in x and y-axis, your K and L are the same. Therefore, the only factor in slenderness ratio is based on radius of gyration. So therefore, the governing slenderness ratio is KL over RY in the y-axis. Okay. Therefore, your governing slenderness ratio is 1.0 times 15 times 12 over 1.94. Again, your 1.94 is in inches, therefore your L should be in inches. That is why you have this conversion of feet in inches. Okay, then your governing slenderness ratio is 92.784. Okay, solving for F sub E, solve na rin natin yung Euler's buckling stress. Pi square E over KL over R squared, you have this 33.25 KSI Euler's buckling stress. Okay, so now we will compare it to the 4.71 square root of E over Fy. Okay, that is 4.71 square root of 29,000 over 50. Okay, you have this 113.4. Okay, since your KL over R, which is 92.78, is less than to your 4.71 square root of E over Fy, which is 113.4. Therefore, we will use the equation E3-2 again. Okay, since they are your KL over R is less. So solving for E3-2, equation E3-2, your FCR is 0.658 raised to Fy over Fe times Fy. Okay, therefore your FCR is 26.646 KSI. And solving for the nominal strength, which is P sub n FCRAG, you have this 26.65 times 9.71, which is your AG. Okay, you have this 258.77 kips. Okay, so the problem is using this whole number. So round up to whole number, you have this 259 kips. Okay, next problem, what if your L is 20 feet? Okay, what if your L is 20 feet? So if our L, which is 20 feet, so solving for KL over R again, that's the governing slenderness ratio, you have 123.71. Therefore, your F sub E now will be equal to 18.705 KSI, the Euler's buckling stress, and compare it now to 4.71 square root of E over Fy, you have 113.4. Okay, since our KL over R is greater than to the limiting slenderness ratio, which is 4.71 square root of E over Fy, therefore, this type of length 20 feet, okay, the capacity is based on equation E3-3 this time. This time, ito na yung mag-govern. Okay, according to the problem, your F sub CR or FCR is greater than is equals to 0.877 F sub E. Okay, so that 0.877 multiplied by F sub E, you have the 16.409 KSI. Then solving for the nominal strength, you have this 159.34 kips. Okay, or that is equivalent to 159 kips. So what can you say about these two different length? Okay, so meaning if we increase the length, okay, if we increase the length of our column, okay, it doesn't mean if we increase the length, mag-i-increase din yung capacity. Okay, not hindi ganun yung case. So that inversely proportional sila. Kapag nag-increase ka ng length, your column is susceptible for buckling. Okay, for buckling, for flexural buckling. So meaning liliit yung capacity niya. 'Di ba? Again, kapag meron kang ruler, if you have a ruler, compare it to a very long and slender ruler compared to a ruler that is wide and short. If you applied an actual load, mas madaling balukutin or it is easy to buckle this column with long and slender element, this one, compared to this one. Hindi mo siya mababaluktot. Okay? So this is higher, okay, compared to this one. Should baliktad. It should be this one. Mas maliit lang yung compressive strength. And this time, mas malaki yung compressive strength na kaya mong i-apply. Okay? So that is also the case given by this example problem. So when our L is 15 feet, the nominal capacity is 259 kips. When our L is increased by 20, I think 30%, approximately 30%, which is 20 feet, your capacity will now be 159 kips. So 159 divided by 259. So nag-decrease yung capacity natin by 40%. Okay, imagine. Nagdagdag ka lang ng 5 feet. 5 feet is approximately 1.2 meters. Okay, 1.2 meters. So nagdagdag ka ng 1.2 meters on your column. Okay. The capacity of your column is decreased by 40%. Okay. So we are also have these AISC tables for design of compression member. So if you check your AISC manual and find table 4, okay, yung table 4, the AISC tables for the design of compression members, the manual contains many useful tables for analysis and design. So for compression member whose strength is governed by flexural buckling, that is not local buckling, okay? Table 4 in part 4 of the manual, design of compression members can be used. Okay, recall in our problem 2 or example 2, your W14 by 74 having an Fy of KSI and effective length of 20 feet. Okay, puntahan natin yung example 2. So given dun sa example 2, okay, this one, your K sub L or your K times L is equals to 1.0 times 20. Okay, that is their effective length. Okay, so therefore your effective length is 20 feet. So yung na-solve nating solution is 495 kips based on LRFT and 330 kips based on AST. Okay. So if you check your manual and find the capacity of that W14 by 74 having an Fy of 50 KSI and effective length of 20 feet in the table 4 in part 4 of the manual. So just find this W14, this one, hanapin nyo siya. Then hanapin nyo kung ano yung linear weight. So our column is 14 by 74, which is this one. Okay. Then what is the Fy of your steel or of your material to be used? Your Fy is 50 KSI, this one. And the effective length is 20 feet, which is this one. Okay, so intersecting this effective length L sub C to your shape. So we get this Pn over gamma sub C. Pn over omega sub C for ASD. And this one is for LRFT. So comparing the answers, we have 329 and 495, which is approximately the same to what we have in our example, what we computed in our example. Okay, that is 329 and 495. Okay, again for example 3. Okay, for example 3, W10 by 33 with Fy equals to 50 KSI and L sub C is 15 feet and 20 feet. Okay. For Phi sub N, which is 10 feet, 15 feet, you have this 259 kips, and your P sub N at 20 feet, that is 159 kips. Thus, at 15 feet, okay, based on LRFT, you have this 233.1 kips, and based on ASD, you have this 155.1 kips. And for 20 feet, you have this 0.9 times 159, you have this 143.1 kips on LRFT and 95.2 kips on ASD. Okay. Now checking this W10 by 33 with Fy equals to 50 KSI. Okay, you have this 155 kips. Okay, 155 kips. Okay, this one based on ASD and 233.1 kips based on ASD. So ito yung effective length. This is the effective length. Okay, this time. Then for 20 feet, which is this one, you have this 95.4 and 143, which is approximately the same on example 3. So na-compute natin capacity on example 3. Okay? So pwede kayong mag-solve based on manual computation or based on this available strength table. Okay? If you find your effective length K sub L and the materials and the dimensions of your compression members. Okay? So ang hahanapin lang talaga natin dito is this one. Ito lang yung inputs natin. Ang inputs natin is Fy, this one, and the shapes or yung ano natin. Okay? So yan lang yung inputs natin. Okay, so in additional for the user guide in selection of capacities of different steel section. So in the future, if you will be a structural engineer, so this is a user guide given by the AISC. Okay, so if your cross section is wide flange, okay, or I-beam, okay, symmetrical on both axes, symmetrical or doubly symmetric, symmetric on X and symmetric on Y. Okay, your sections in chapter 3, your if your cross section is having no slender elements, okay, without slender elements, the sections in chapter E to be considered is chapter E3 and chapter E4. And the limit state is flexural buckling and torsional buckling. Okay? Then if your column has slender elements, your sections in chapter E, okay, will base from chapter E7. Then your limit state will now be this local buckling, flexural buckling, and torsional buckling. Okay? So this time, ito lang tayo, this one. So I-beam without slender elements. So chapter E3. Okay? So chapter E4 is for the chapter E4, if you recall this one, the chapter E4 is the torsional and flexural buckling of single angle and members without slender element. This time is for single angle and members without slender elements. Okay, for the case if you have C-section, okay, or non-symmetric I-beam, okay, non-symmetric yung I-beam mo. Okay, if you have no slender elements, you have this one, and the limit state is this one. The same for HSS, okay, round hollow steel section, WT, okay, double angle, okay, this one. For single angles, okay, chapter E5, okay, yung round bar, solid round bar, and solid flat bar, okay, and any other unsymmetrical shapes other than these single angles. Okay, this is the user guide for designing compression members. So other miscellaneous topics, if you want to further understand or review the designing of compression members, so you can check this chapter E4. Okay, so this chapter E4 is torsional and flexural torsional buckling. So torsional and flexural buckling of single angles and members without slender elements. So this time we are considering a torsional buckling on your the combination of flexural and torsional buckling on your compression members. Okay? So ito yung nangyayari for a single angles. Okay? So since you have a torsional, the shear center of a single angle is not hindi siya nandun sa may acting on the actually loaded actual load or actual load no eccentricity. Okay, so there is this load torsional buckling. Okay, so this is just a miscellaneous topics and this is not included in our discussion. Okay, for chapter E7, the members with slender elements. So this time, if you are considering slender elements, okay, again, the slender elements will reduce, okay, the local buckling will reduce the capacity of your member. Kasi, why? Because if your column or if your cross section has, let's say, local buckling, okay, this one, nag-buckle siya dito. Okay, this one. You have buckle at this portion. Okay, meaning this area is not 100% effective. Okay. Therefore, your area now be reduced to this remaining unbuckled section. Okay. Okay. Nabawasan na yung area mo, yung effective area mo. That is why the formula in members with slender elements, you have this FCR A sub E. Whereas your A sub E is the summation of effective area of the cross-section based on the reduced effective width, okay, of your backtailed elements. Okay? So meaning, hahanapin lang natin yung green area na to. Hahanapin mo yung green area, that is your A sub E. Okay? So for SCR, again, that is the same. The critical backlink stress based on Euler's is the same for chapter E3 and E4. Determine FCR in accordance to chapter E3 or section E3 only, which is the Euler's backlink stress. Okay, so mapapansin nyo class this time, kunwari nagkaroon ka ng nagkaroon ka ng slend ng local backlink. Karoon ka ng local backlink. The actual stress distribution of your element is this one. Okay, then since you have buckle, you have use of effective section. Okay, this one. So the slender elements for members including excluding round HSS, you have this equation. Your B sub E will now reduce to B. Okay, when your lambda is greater than lambda sub R, square root of Fy over FCR, you have this B sub E. Okay, and the effective width imperfection and adjustment factor is equals to C sub 1 and C sub 2. You have these values. Okay, and this one is for round HSS. Okay, so this effective width B sub E, okay, mababawasan lang yung width of your flanges or the depth of your web if you have slender elements. Okay, nabawasan lang siya due to that there is a reduction due to that slender elements and local backlink. Okay, so do you have any questions, class? Okay, questions pa kayo? Wala naman. Okay, so for the reference of our discussion, you can check this AISC manual, the NSCP 2015, that's still designed by Segi. Okay, and some lecture notes of my former professor, Dr. Jaime Hernandez. Okay, for your try to solve problems, okay, if you find this book, still designed by Segi, okay, you can check that mga problems doon para magkaroon kayo ng idea how to solve for compression members. Okay, so wala na kayong questions, class? Okay na? Okay, nawala ako, sorry.